party at Buckingham Palace.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
You?
Well, I failed to see why you both find it so incredible. All sorts of people get invited. The Prime Minister muscles away in once a week.
I just can't think why the Queen should want to meet you, that's all.
What you mean is you can't think why the Queen would want to meet me when you've got some perfectly glorious frock from Debenhams, which could only be improved with a few grass stains from grovelling in front of the reigning monarch.
What I find strange is you never mentioned it before.
Yes, well, I have known about it quite some time. It's just that, well, it says here Mr. and Mrs. Sabatini.
Oh, well, you can't go then.
Why not?
Well, you're not Mr. and Mrs. Not anymore. You're getting divorced.
Princess Margaret is divorced and she doesn't get turfed out by a pack of horse guards.
Go out the front gates. Sheila, it's obvious. That invitation is to your husband because he's some big-shot international lawyer. Now, they just put you down because, well, I expect they were a bit worried he might drag along some trollop.
This letter is an invitation to me for... Well, I must have done something or they wouldn't have sent it. Being an inspiration to other women.
How do you know?
Because earlier, I'm afraid I misquoted. It doesn't say Mr. and Mrs. It says Mrs. and Mr. Sabatini. They asked me who I'd like to bring.
And you said Ramo.
Joyce, when you split up with someone, you don't immediately assume it's going to be forever. You say it is, you tell them it is, but when you find out it really is. So I didn't mention it before because I wasn't sure I wanted to go on my own. But then I wrote to the palace and they said if I told them who it was beforehand, I could take someone else. It's just awkward. I mean, how do you ask a friend to stand in for someone else? It's almost insulting.
My God, is that all you're worried about?
You don't think he'll mind?
Who?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Well, it has to be a man, obviously. You can see that. Surely.
Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll go afternoon. Waltzing Matilda with me. Ah, Joyce, nice lunch.
What do you care?
I was simply inquiring. I think one should have a nice lunch if one can possibly manage it. Now, I, for example, have just had a rather succulent bacon sandwich with our friends the Porters.
Really?
You?
I had lunch outside on the grass and I'd rather not talk about it, thank you.
Ah.
Is that what you're looking so pleased about? You just had a bacon sandwich.
Me looking pleased? I wonder why.
I don't know why, just don't. It upsets people.
Ah, sister, nice lunch.
I don't want to talk about it.
Jolly good. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing...
Any news, old boy? Australians were all out this morning. They'd just come back from lunch. Perfect pitch, apparently. I remember, my word, it must be 1950.
George,
Lindsay...
George.
Beg your pardon. Notched up any runs yet?
I don't know. All I know is that a pigeon basking in the sun on the clock tower and someone sent the commentary team an apple strudel. If there's any cricket going on, they're either not watching it or they can't commentate with a mouthful of orange pippins.
Dr. Haslam.
Oh, blast!
Well, of course, if you'd like me to keep you informed.
Haven't you got any patience?
My dear chap, if my registrar can't hold the fort while I'm helping out a colleague...
Just the cricket. I'll catch up with the bath buns and the migrating chaffinches later. Neil, I'll be in a second. Any luck?
Whatever you do, don't tell George. If word filters back that we're going and he isn't...
I won't tell George, I won't tell Simon, I won't tell anybody.
2 tickets. England v Australia, the Oval, tomorrow.
Oh, my God!
30 quid each.
30 quid!
Jonathan, this is the last day of the last test of the series. People are flogging their furniture for those things. Porter I got them off's got a wad of notes like a primo cabbage. You all right?
I'll just be a bit of a frog, you know.
Rather tricky, I'm afraid.
What?
Well, apparently there's an awful lot of people having tomorrow off. So there's been some draw amongst ticket holders and radiology's having the flu epidemic. They reckon we're clever enough to think up our own diseases.
36 for one, old boy.
For one? Who's out?
No idea.
Chap's reciting some damn poem. Tiny kangaroo down, spot. Tiny kangaroo down.
Scissors, please.
Sunrise early in the morning. Over all the sheep on the ground.
Swab.
Once a jolly stockman sat by a bar under the shade of a coolable tree.
Jonathan.
Yeah?
Well, I can't help noticing you seem rather happy all of a sudden, that's all.
Well, life's good, didn't it? Sometimes.
Rarely been so good I felt like singing Rolf Harris songs. Although, I'm glad to see you're in a good mood because there was something I wanted to ask you.
Oh?
Well, it's kind of a favour. Well, not a favour exactly. A favour suggests it might be something awkward. I mean, it would be a favour, but at the same time, I think you might...
Sheila, this patient's only booked in for 2 weeks. Don't you think you'd better just ask me?
How would you like to meet the Queen tomorrow afternoon? Sucker, please.
The Queen?
The Queen. Elizabeth. Oh, for God's sake, the one on the stamps.
I can't.
Oh, well, nice idea anyway.
I see.
I mean, I'd like to, obviously. I mean, the chance to meet the...
No, it's all right. I quite understand. And she hardly ever hoofs round this neck of the woods. Why should you splash out 30p on a bus trip up the Mall? I see your point.
Sheila, I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm saying I can't.
Well, that's fair enough. If you can't, you can't.
Sister, have you ever seen a set of vocal cords disappear up a sucker neck? Might one ask why you can't go? That's it.
Well, it's quite sore. I mean, I don't want to pass it on to anyone.
Jonathan, you only have to shake hands with her. Anyone getting the least bit amorous is immediately ejected. You'll only meet her for 10 seconds.
Well, there's bound to be other people there. Heads of industry, politicians.
Possibly. And believe it or not, you don't have to kiss either of them above the buttocks. Apart from which, anyone giving a sore throat to a politician could well be knighted for services to his country.
No, I don't feel well enough. I'd spoil it for you.
Well, you seemed perfectly all right earlier on. Tiny kangaroo down sport is hardly the blues.
No, but it's quite good for shifting Qatar.
If you're not well, you should be off work at home.
I know. It's a racing certainty I will be tomorrow. Good Lord!
You say she's asked Jonathan to go?
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's a great honour.
Oh, absolutely. Met Her Majesty myself once. Of course, she wasn't Queen then, but one could see she was going to be every bit as gracious as all the other ones who've been queens in the past.
Personally, I find the whole monarchical thing quite outmoded.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's just another drain on the economy. The USA has done perfectly well without a royal family for the last 200 years.
Rubbish. They've been over here for most of it, gawping at ours.
Of course, he can't go.
Sorry?
Dr. Haslam didn't fancy it or something. Not feeling too well.
Not feeling well.
Still, I expect she might go on her own.
Excuse me.
Oh, God, yes.
Sorry.
Please.
I'll see you when I see you, then.
Right.
I hope it clears up.
Thank you. Sheila. Have a nice time. Oh, God, I feel awful.
I've never seen the Queen.
Neither have I. But then I've never seen the Australians play at the Oval.
Australians?
Well, look, don't spread it around, but
I say, anyone seen Sheila Sabatini?
She's just gone home.
Ah.
have you still got my radio, George?
Oh, not me, old boy. No, I lent it to Neil Copeland. I'll just go and get it back.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Got to go back, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Not a problem. Game's rather boring, frankly.
Boring?
Yes, you know, lackluster English performance as usual. Rather a pity, really. I have this ticket for tomorrow.
Ticket?
You wouldn't want it, would you? I mean, be honest, George. You and Sheila Sabatini never have been bosom buddies. Your chances of being asked along to the palace are rather slim.
How much?
Oh, well, let's see. They cost me 30. 5.
15.
Done.
I must say that's remarkably kind of you, dear boy. Particularly as your chances of going to the palace are as slim as mine. Sabatini's already gone home.
Sheila!
Is anything wrong?
Why is it? No one ever tells me anything until the last minute. I've had to run all the way back from the front gate. Jonathan Haslam doesn't want to meet the Queen tomorrow. Can you believe that? Sheila!
I think he'll be going,
What?
under the circumstances.
Collapsed. The batting. Remarkable scenes here at the Oval. England, once again, all out for almost nothing. They've lost. The damn game's already over.
Have a residence parking permit?
I assure you no one with any style could possibly object to one of those being parked in that street. In more upwardly mobile areas, I get paid for it. Jonathan!
Well, it does work. It's just a bit quiet, that's all.
Oh.
I've just been trying to ring you, as a matter of fact. Must have got your phone from the same place.
I've been shopping. For you.
For me?
Do you want me to tip it out over the dahlias, or can I come in?
Sorry. Yes, come in. If you see another one drive up, chuck a few pebbles at the window, will you?
You tried to phone me earlier on. Why?
Well, I felt a bit guilty, saying I couldn't come to this do just because of a bit of a cough.
How strange. I came round to make sure you were feeling guilty. Now, Jonathan, a cold is nothing. If you come along, you'll forget you even got it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry?
Well, I felt a bit guilty letting you down, so I was going to ring and say.
Are you telling me you are coming?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not so bad, really. I'm over the worst of it.
That is so typical of you. That is so incredibly, unbelievably...
What?
Tissues, inhalants, vapour rugs. What am I supposed to do with this lot? Flog it to Melvin Bragg?
You bought all that for me?
No, it fell off the back of an ambulance. Of course I bought it for you. I thought you were dying.
Got it. Got it. I've tried that.
Dear, you've definitely got that one.
You fancy a drink?
Yes. Bung some gin in that, will you? Poems of Rupert Brooke. Inside the Third Reich. Bob Dylan's Tarantula. Eroticon 3 by Anonymous. I can't seem to find a common thread.
20 pence each in Oxfam. All except the Bob Dylan. Someone gave me that. I've been thinking I should hide that behind something.
Preferably Hadrian's Wall.
You never know. That's a first edition. That could be a collector's item by now.
I don't doubt it. I dare say dustmen all over the country have bin bags full. You're not going to put a record on?
We like music, don't you?
Yes.
Oh.
Traditional melodies from Brittany.
I know it's not that highbrow stuff that you like, but it's quite good. It's a kind of Breton folk group thing.
Oh. You mean like the Spinners?
No. A kind of ethnic Breton, traditional. You don't fancy it, do you?
Well, I can never understand why the French insist on trying to sing. They'd be far better off improving their plumbing. Haven't you got to know?
Well, it's a bit like the books, a bit of a mishmash.
You mean 20 pence each from Oxfam? Do you buy all this stuff because you want it?
Well, I like to help.
I like to help, but you can put a few pounds into the collection box. Makes no difference to the third world whether you stagger out with an armful of rubbish or not.
I know. I've just always had this fascination with junk.
How do you mean?
Well, it's hard to explain exactly what happens. I mean, you see this little silver-plated pickle fork in the window, you wander in, and you come out with a banjo, a sepia photo of Hastings, and a stack of Herman's Hermit singles. Still, it comes in handy.
How?
Well, you know, when the Red Cross come round, collecting for a bazaar or something.
You dump the whole lot on them?
Most of it. You ever tried playing the banjo?
Not recently, no.
Sheila, go easy on that.
I'm all right. Just relaxed. Although it might be an idea if I go home in a taxi. Have you got one of those little minicab cards?
One. I've got about 400. What with the free papers and the double glazing ads. I get half a rainforest shoved through my door most nights.
You know, it's nice here. Rather homely.
Thank you.
Jonathan, who are all these people?
Well, stoned me. That's David and Roxanne, my brother's kids. That's Simon, my sister's. That's Emma, Simon and Charlotte, her friend's kids. And that's Philippa.
Now, you don't know who Philippa is. You just put her in to make up for having two Simons.
No, she's Caroline's daughter. An old flame.
I didn't know you had an old flame. You never even mentioned a spark. She looks nice.
She is nice.
But it didn't work out.
We're still friends. Just married someone else, that's all.
And I bet you think he's nice, too.
Yeah. Why?
That's you all over, isn't it? Everything's always pleasant and nice. Why can't you think the world's a great steaming sewer of dog cack now and again, like the rest of us?
I get depressed
When?
when our opener gets out for a measly 14 on a perfect wicket.
All these happy families. Mr. and Mrs. Baker and their beaming little buns fresh out the oven.
Oh, you're all right. You've got your little bun.
We're not a family. We never have been. Raymond off working, me off working, Daniel at boarding school. Two of us in the house at the same time. We stuff a turkey and say, that'll save bothering at Christmas. We've never done family things like, keeping in touch. Or getting food poisoning at the same time. And now with Raymond gone, Well, when you said you couldn't go tomorrow, I thought, that's it. It's either George Hope Wynn or the Manchester Ship Canal. Jonathan? What's that spot? Have you got any more? What? Jonathan, you haven't got a cold. You've got measles.
Just one of my minor pleasantries, George. No offence taken, I hope.
Oh, God, no. Had to laugh myself, frankly.
Yes, I couldn't have the ticket back. Thought I might give it to my son for his scrapbook. Unless you've thrown it away, of course.
Thrown it away? Good Lord, I wouldn't dream of it. As a matter of fact, I sold it almost immediately. One of the lab chaps.
Sold it?
Yes, 35 quid. Fellow was absolutely delighted. I gave him your name in case there was any problem.
35.
She'll be there now, then.
On her way.
I'm quite pleased, really. You know, for her. Must be nice meeting the Queen if you're into all that kind of thing like she is.
Actually, someone told me these garden parties are quite boring.
That was me.
What?
I told you that about 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Well, they're bound to be, aren't they? I mean, there's no one there you can actually talk to. Just some thicko film star. Famous author.
Elton John.
I mean, I just think, well, what's the point, really?
I expect she'll be there now, then.
Almost.
We were just saying, she'll probably be bored stiff after half an hour.
Why?
Well, you know, there's no one there you can have a decent chat with.
Oh, I don't know. She'll be swanning around with all kinds of people, having a whale of a time.
I shouldn't think so. Not really.
There'll be lords and ladies, dukes, duchesses.
Simon, haven't you got anything else to do than stand around here all day?
Yes. Well,
I mean, I quite like the royal family. But I wouldn't camp out all night like some people do, just to see them go past.
They're just the same as they are on the telly. That's what someone told me, anyway.
Boring.
I expect she'll be there now, then.
Oh, bells on!
I didn't think you were coming. You're late.
Thought I was going to let my mum down after she got tarted up in her best frock. Mr. and Mrs. Sabatini. Hello?
We rang the bell, but I don't suppose you heard it over that awful row.
I'll open the door.
No, it's all right. We can't stay. We just wanted to bring you this.
It's a sandwich from Her Majesty. She hopes you get well soon.
You've got to stick it under the grill. Grill?
For the loyal toast.